videotapes. Ladies, it's my pleasure to introduce you guys to these young two gentlemen that joined us today at our practice. So what are you guys gonna do for them? What are you guys gonna do for them? I'm gonna have them introduce themselves. I don't want to miss anything. So I'm gonna start from my left, let him introduce himself and tell you about him.
Well, let me introduce him, because I've done this a number of times, okay? This is Mr. Reggie Smith. Reggie played 17 years in the major leagues. Then he became a coach in the Dodger organization, ultimately a coordinator in hitting coach, and then second in command of the entire minor leagues for the Dodgers. They forced him up to the major leagues. He didn't want to go. He did something that's never been done before or since. He had 4 Rookies of the Year hitters in a 6-year span at that level. He's been the United States Olympic batting coach twice, World Baseball Classic, Cuba Games, Pan American Games, all that. He continues to speak all around the world, on hitting and other things. He has been to places like Nicaragua and Cuba and France and Germany and Japan and many, many other places, and that still continues to this day. Mr. Reggie Smith.
Thank you. Let me introduce you to my good friend, and I don't want to call him an assistant, but he is another coach with me. This is Kim Pepper. Kim has coached college, high school, and he was even a teacher for a while, but even more so right now, he's an outstanding batting instructor, pitching, whatever you need to do, being able to throw properly, he can do that. And he's one of the best in the world right now, and I'm trying to get him out there with me to travel the world so that we can keep this little boys and little girls game of baseball and softball going. Right. That being said, we're here today to share information out of all of the years that we have of teaching, and I would say it's well over 100 years of experience that we have right now, and the things that we've learned along the way in preparing our minds and our savings account of knowledge that we've gained through the experiences that we've had, to be able to share the things with you that are going to give you the best chance to be successful in this game, whether it's baseball or softball. And just so happens some of those same things apply to life, that you can apply them in your life, especially as it relates to the discipline that's necessary in setting goals and understanding how to achieve those goals. The information that's provided to you for that, so that when you step on that field right there, you are thoroughly prepared. So the thing we ask is keep an open mind to some of the things that we're going to offer you today. There are no two of you that are the same. So whatever suggestions that we make is relative to your ability to be in balance, maintain your posture, and how you grip the bat. Whatever you do from there, we can establish those 3 things for you. Well, actually there's a 4th, because you're going to do check your eyes, show you how to use your eyes and how important it is to not only being able to see the ball, batting, fielding, all those things that are involved in you playing, and understanding how important that it is for you to be able to see the ball well, and whatever corrections need to be made that you'll know what they are and why they happen. Because believe it or not, the connection between the eyes and the brain, it's the brain that really sees. It determines what you see in terms of recognizing what type of pitch it is. It recognizes, tells you when or where a ball's going to be in space and what time, how long you have to cover that distance that space involves. You need to be able to see and recognize those things and how your eyes function relative to balance, because believe me, if you're not in balance, it's going to affect where you think the ball is. They'll show that to you when we do the hitting portion of it. So again, keep an open mind. Be willing to do or try something different. And at the same time, it's okay for you to ask a question. Ask why. Because if you ask why, you'll teach yourself how. And in the process, you'll teach us how you do things. But again, we're going to help you get a better understanding of yourselves so that you can be successful or enjoy more success at the plate. And what that is, now, it doesn't necessarily mean you're getting more hits, but it will allow you to hit the ball harder, more consistently. And if you can do that, take your chances, because a few more of them, I should say, will probably fall into base this time. So ask questions. Be responsible for your own learning. Take pride in what you do. And I explained to Coach earlier what that stands for. Pride, P-R-I-D-E, stands for personal responsibility in daily endeavors. So whatever you do, you take personal responsibility for it, because you owe it to the person next to you and everyone else here. You all need each other. And together, everyone achieves more. So what does that say? Spell? Together, everyone achieves more. What do you think that means? Team. So that's what team means. Yeah, that's what team means. So take pride in you do. Be a good teammate, and let's have everybody pull on the same end of the rope. Tim?
Just real quick. He spent over 50 years. You're going to begin to see the things that he's figured out. Okay? We've worked with UCLA Eye Institute, places like MIT and Caltech. Okay, people like Dr. David Wright and others that have been seeking balance. In the end, your hitting success is determined by your brain. So everything you do as a hitter wants to allow that to work better. That make sense? If you're doing things that make it worse, you're going to be worse. It's the brain that determines everything. Takes in information through the eyes, through the inner ear, okay, and proprioception, which is a sense of feel of what your body's doing, where your hands are around. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It's a little different way. It's taken him over 50 years to get to this point now, where he's beginning to share it with the greater world. You know, the Dodgers had it before everybody else did in terms of that. So just be open to it. In the end, you're going to decide how you hit, or your coaches are going to decide how you hit, or your hitting coaches decide how you hit. Be open enough to consider something else. You've had a tremendous amount of success. I actually come from Northern California. Reggie's had people from around the world and certainly around the country that come to him for hitting in the off seasons. Major league players, softball people from UCLA's program in the past. All those kinds of things. So just be open and give it a shot.
The last thing before I let Coach try you up. The only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. So go out there, to give it 100% here today in the effort to learn something. That's all we ask, because we're helping you to prepare for success. Because if you're failing to prepare for success, then you are successfully preparing to fail. Okay?
Hey, thank you, Coach. Hey, listen. I'm gonna talk. All right, ladies, here's where we're gonna go. First group, go on.